Now, I just got back from the dentist, and so we're going to look at what it costs here to see a dentist in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, compared to the UK. So, when I had that original flare-up and my face was hurting, it was such a weird feeling. I can't explain it. So I couldn't work out whether it was my teeth or my ears that were hurting, and it felt like my teeth were too big for my jaw. Anyway, that has subsides now, and since that's gone down, something just doesn't feel right with one of my big teeth up here on the top. It just doesn't feel right. It feels like a filling has fallen out or something, but I don't remember if I have a filling in that one or not. But that's what it feels like, and I keep getting food trapped in there, and it's getting annoying. So I thought, well, I'd better go to the dentist. I'm due a checkup anyway. Could do with a clean. Let's go and just get it checked out. Maybe it just needs a new filling put in. Anyway, so I've gone to the dentist today, and but basically I've cracked my tooth, completely cracked it in half. Oh man! Now I don't understand why it doesn't hurt, because I cracked a tooth before in half, and I did it on a Christmas. I did it on a Christmas Eve. So the whole Christmas, trying to get an emergency dentist appointment in the UK was tricky. Managed to get one, but the pain was excruciating. And that's why I went to the dentist when I did, because I thought, if there is something wrong here, the last thing I want on top of everything else is extra pain. Anyway, it turns out I need my tooth taken out. So how much did it cost me to go to the dentist? So I have to say the dentist here was very good, very clean, very professional. So the dentist did a checkup, and I'll give you the prices, but I'll also write them down below. So the checkup was 31.80 ringgits, which is £5.85. It's nothing, is it? I mean, it didn't need to be a massive checkup. It was just a checkup, wasn't it? Now, I'm going to compare that to the UK prices. Now, remember, in the UK, if you're an NHS patient with a dentist, you pay via bands. So you have band 1, band 2, band 3. Depending on what your treatment is, you'll pay that set price for whatever. If it's not included within one of those bands, then you have to pay privately. And if you can't get an NHS, which a lot of people I know in the UK cannot get an NHS dentist, then you have to pay privately. So I've put both costs here. So I'm actually very lucky I did get myself into an NHS dentist in the UK. So I would have had to pay band 1, £27.40. But if you're private and you're looking for a checkup, you're looking at £79 onwards. And I got these prices from the dentist I use in the UK. So other private dentists would be maybe slightly different, but that's what they quoted. £79 for a checkup. Wow. So then I had a cleaning. Now, I have my teeth cleaned in the UK. Now, I have to pay privately for that, and I pay £70 a clean. Because I'm very funny about my teeth. I like my teeth to feel clean and white. I've always been funny about my teeth, so I pay it. And I have sensitive teeth as well, which, working with my hygienist, we've managed to improve that a lot over the years. But so she does it a certain way that doesn't aggravate the sensitivity. Here, oh, blimey, it did hurt a bit. They use a very salty solution with very cold water. And I could bear it for a bit, but then there were certain teeth where I was like, I just can't do this. So she had to get like the old-fashioned brush out. Anyway, she did it in the end. It was fine. So the cleaning here cost me 265 ringgits, which is £48.71 in sterling. Now, if I was on the NHS, like I said, I personally wouldn't get it on the NHS because when I have it done at home, it's not clinically necessary. If it's clinically necessary, then you get it done in band 1. So most people would pay private, and like I say, I pay £70 a cleaning. There's a bit of a difference there, isn't there? Now, for then I had to have an X-ray, obviously. So they did a full mouth X-ray, and that cost me 159 ringgit, so £29.23 in sterling. Again, in the UK, that would be band one, so it'd be £27.40, and in the UK, if you had to go private, it would cost you about £50. So it's a little bit cheaper in Malaysia. Now, obviously not as cheap as you may have thought it was going to be, but it's not unreasonable. Now, they can't do the extraction today because I've been on medication that's lowering my immune system. They want to talk to my specialist here in Kuala Lumpur to work out what's the best way to do it. Do I need to be on antibiotics first, after? I don't want to do anything that's going to mess up the treatment. So they're going to talk to her first and then get in touch with me with the best plan to extract the tooth. Now, she did say, do you want to leave it and do it, you know, in Thailand or the UK? But I've had a cracked tooth before. Now, I don't know why it's not hurting. Maybe it's because of the meds I'm on is helping with the pain. I don't know. Or the pain was there and I couldn't feel it because everything was all messed up. I don't know. But I know if that pain comes, oh, I don't need that. There's nothing worse than toothache. Well, I don't know, having your bones crushed is quite nasty too. It's about on par with that, but the last thing I want is to end up with this suddenly hurting. So I just need to take it out as soon as I can. So that's why I did that. So I did ask for a quote though, how much would it be? And they said it would be between 150 and 350 ringgits, which is between 27.47 and 64.10 in sterling. Now on the NHS that would be £73.30 because it's a band 2 treatment, and if you had to go private it would be 170. So it's cheaper here even than the NHS. But I will come back to you when we've heard from them and we get that done so we can find out what the full cost is. So the dentist spoke with my specialist. I can't take antibiotics after I've had the tooth taken out, but I have just taken a high dose of antibiotics and it's an hour before the treatment, so I'm going to leave here and then I'll be back in an hour and they'll take the tooth out. It's out. So I'm making this before the numbness works out and the pain starts setting in. I went with Hello Dental Clinic here in Bukit Bintang, and I have to say she was absolutely brilliant. She got it all out in one go. And how she did it, when she showed me it, it actually was completely split in two. It was a little bit painful when they put the injections in, but otherwise I didn't feel a thing. So it was very good. Anyway, you want to know the costs in the end. So it cost me for the... They didn't itemise the antibiotics out separately this time, but so for the antibiotics and the extraction, it was 381 and 60 ringgits, which was £70.02 in UK sterling. Compared to the NHS costs, that would have been 73.30, so a little bit cheaper here. And for gone private, it would have been 170 plus. So it's definitely a little bit cheaper here to have your dental work done, and I have to say I've been very happy with what they've done from the checkup, the cleaning, all the way through to the extraction. No issues at all, and they're really good because they follow up all the time. They message you to check that you're okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. I thought that was very interesting. You might like to know that. Anyway, take care. Oh, that's not too much. Take care. On to the baby food for the rest of the day. Ciao.